We're back with Highway Administrator Jonathan Gulliver on this Sunday morning. MassDOT has a lengthy list of projects currently underway. Two of the biggest ones right now are interchanges on the Pike. The interchange at 95-128 with the Pike, and then the interchange at 495 and the Pike. Two big questions for you on both those projects. Are they on time and are they on budget?
Yes to both answers. Both projects are going really well, and if you are a regular user of the Pike, you've seen some really incredible work going on over the last 6 to 8 months, where a lot of the new infrastructure is in place. We're going to be having some major milestones on both of those projects. So on the 495 project, one of those new ramps is going to be opening up in the next few months. So that'll be something. If somebody gets onto 495 South, you'll be enjoying that new ramp that's going to be in place. And then the main line bridge for the Turnpike through the Newton Weston interchange, that's going to be opening up sometime later this summer too. So we're right now we're seeing a lot of really good work going on both of those projects.
That bridge went up fast, and it's very bright blue, so it's hard to miss.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, let me ask you though, what's on your wish list? I mean, what is a project? We talked about the Cape Bridges, we talked about these big interchanges. I'm sure there's numerous things that could be on your list that you want to see tackled.
So we have a number of big interchanges across the state that need to be caught up with for safety reasons, for reconfigurations, for better traffic management and reduction of congestion. But I think as a whole, when you look at Massachusetts, our bridge system is what really needs to be invested in, and we've done a lot of investment over the last years, and the governor has really put forward an ambitious budget to put more investment into them. That's what we're really looking for. That's what needs it the most. That's been our consistent pain point over the last decade, and it really needs more investment going forward.
The World Cup will be here before we know it. The funding is getting in place for that. The event in Foxborough has been called the equivalent of 7 Super Bowls because there'll be 7 matches played there. We've talked a lot with your boss, Phil Ing, about the T and the effort they're going to make to try to get as many spectators to the stadium as possible on trains. We know a lot of folks, though, are going to go by car. Mm-hmm. There's going to be limited parking, and we know Foxborough can be really challenging under the best of circumstances to get in and out of that stadium. What are you worried about?
So this is obviously a big effort for everybody. We've been meeting with the whole of government now. The governor put together a team of for the last 18 months has been meeting on a monthly basis, and that includes, you name it. That includes Massport, that includes us, the T, obviously, for transportation side. Also includes everybody from economic development to travel and tourism. So everybody's working together to make sure this is a success. So that being said, there's going to be a lot of extra traffic, and something that we're really encouraging people, and we're going to be doing a lot of messaging on this as those games approach over the next couple of months, is that you really need, if you're somebody who's a daily commuter, you're not interested in the game, you really should take advantage of any kind of work remote options you may have to try to avoid some of the traffic, especially the closer you are to the stadium.
Yeah, because some of those games are on weekdays.
They really are, and those are the ones that we're most worried about, and that's where you're going to see a pretty big influx of traffic. And we've played out a lot of different scenarios. Until those games happen, we're not entirely sure what we're going to get, and we've been preparing for pretty much everything. Something that we're really encouraging people to do, though, take public transportation, whether it's the train or the buses or a bunch of private bus carriers as well. We're working with a number of private carriers who are going to be operating out of various areas across the state. That's going to be your best way to get in and out of the stadium, though, if you're actually going to those games. All
right, the Easy Pass, those plastic Easy Pass boxes, they're joining the Charlie card in getting phased out. We know the state is moving away from the plastic box and instead distributing sticker tags with microchips instead of those traditional transponders. You say it'll save drivers and the state money. Any problems so far with this rollout?
No problem at all. We had been ready to go on this for the last couple of years. We are in what they call the Easy Pass Consortium, which is every state that has Easy Pass works together to do a smooth rollout for something exactly like this.
So these will work in all the other states?
These will work in all the other states. If you're going through an Easy Pass gantry anywhere, it will work. So that the timing is all the other states are rolling this out at the same time, whether it's us or New York or wherever else. And it should work seamlessly wherever you go. It's a much smaller footprint on your windshield. So we've got a lot of interest in it so far.
All right, Jonathan Gulliver, good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Ben.
Enjoy pothole season.
Thanks.
Up next, our political roundtable discusses the week's big stories like Mark Wayne Mullen's confirmation hearing for Homeland Security. Coming right back.